Okay, today we're playing a game on Ilios. We were in the Diamond SR range, and we will be playing about half the game as McCree and about half the game as Tracer. We are also starting the game in medias res, as you might notice, because the point's already been captured and we have our ultimate, so obviously. So we're just going to start the game. Also, Batista's in the game, and I haven't made a picture for him yet to put at the start of the video, so we'll put that off until another time. So, already, things are going to start happening. So Roadhog's using his ultimate already. Hammond's bouncing around all over the place, being generally inconvenient. Got the amplification matrix, but unfortunately we didn't really get to make much use of it. Did just, like, throw our flashbang into the wall. Because we were trying to react to, Doomfist. I never even saw the guy. Oh, there he is. We saw him very briefly, and then... So we, threw the flashbang a little bit too early. Here, we roll, dodge the punch, but oh no, now we can't roll to dodge this one either. Well, did we dodge the punch? Or was that Bridget in front of us the whole time? She was in front of us by that point, wasn't she? Because, you know, we gotta try and find things to nitpick, because we're in Diamond, basically. Yeah, Bridget's in front of us, so we don't really need to roll to dodge the fist at that point, because she's already gonna block the shot for us. Unless it was to reload, perhaps? That would also explain it slightly, if it would actually fucking go backwards. Did we roll to reload instead? No, we did not. Nope. No, we did not. We had 2 shots left, so no. Didn't need to roll yet, because Bridget was already in front of us, so she was poised to take the punch for us. Granted, sometimes the hitbox is a little bit iffy, but if we had our roll, we could have avoided the situation and just rolled around the corner or out of the blast. Also, not flashbanging the wall would have also been nice, but hey, you know, we didn't want to get punched, and I can respect that. So we're after this boy, fan the hammer, stun, or stun, fan the hammer, roll, fan the hammer again, boy's dead, problem resolved. Now, Roadhog's up here, way too far up, badly out of position, rightly punished for it. Clicked on that bad man until he was dead, and hey, just like that, whole situation's been resolved, we've got the point, everything's great. Who's here? Hammond's here again? Oh, how inconvenient. There he goes. Bye, Hammond. So we've got Deadeye built up, that's nice. Their team is a little inconvenient to use Deadeye against, because they have a lot of people that are just kind of like, gonna be all up in our grill and like trying to punch us and all. It's a bit inconvenient. And I'm like, Lucio's up there, getting fucking shoe prints all over the fucking roof. God damn it. So, could we have stunned him while he was in the air instead? No, he is too high, so no, we could not. It's always the best when Hammond doesn't actually go high enough to do his little pile driver combo, so you just look up and go, and then he just like, oh, just falls back down to the ground. Also always very funny to me. So we start using Deadeye, I assume pretty much just to try and, like, get them to stop, which we had the immortality field to try and hide him, but then we got pushed out of that, and they decided that they didn't want to come in and get shot by Deadeye, which is very inconvenient of them, isn't it? Very inconsiderate. So we're trying to make use of the amplification matrix. Unfortunately, the amplification matrix is, like, in a bit of an awkward spot for us, because it's kind of out in the open, and Soldier just, like, shoots right in at us through his own amplification matrix, and we die surprisingly fast. This is a better position for the amplification matrix, because it's in the doorway, which means Soldier can just, like, duck over to the side if he's in a bad spot, whereas we just kind of have to stand here in open space behind the amplification matrix, which is very scary. Being out in open space is always scary. Granted, Batista was not really in a position to put our matrix in much of a better location, because we were already starting to lose the fight, which makes things difficult. So we've got one fight left in us, because they're about to win the round. Oh, did we stun him, or did Bridget stun him? I know Bridget stunned him, but did we stun him first? No, we did not. We hadn't seen him use the bubble yet, so we do have to be careful about using the flashbang, because if he hasn't put it down yet, it's very easy to just get cock-blocked like that. You know, unfortunate timing. Oh, now we don't have it to use on Doomfist. We gotta start moving towards the point. Doomfist decides not to go for us because stuff's happening on the point. We don't touch the point. We're miles away from it. Life is difficult. It's okay. The next round's ours. So now we changed to Tracer. Would have been a bit more accurate to say like a third of the game, probably, for McCree. But I mean, this is a fucking 8.5 minute long video, so, you know, it's a difference of like a minute or so. Whatever, it's fine. We've done the Tracer thing, because I've just noticed that we have our ultimate bound to left shift instead of Q. That's a very commonly recommended changing for keybind change for Tracer, because no one fucking uses left shift to use blink, right? We all use right click like civilized human beings. If any of you are in our Discord server, you can go make fun of one of our moderators. You can make fun of Dangus, because he didn't know that right click was Tracer's blink for about a year and some odd months of the game being released. He was pushing left shift like a fucking pleb. So you can make fun of him if you're in the server. Go join the server just to make fun of him, okay? So, they recommend changing it to left shift because it's easier to maintain movement if you push left shift if you ult with left shift rather than Q. Because then you don't have to take any of your fingers off WASD. So, there you go. Very commonly recommended Tracer binding. So, they've got a Winston, which is a little inconvenient for Tracer, but definitely not the end of the world, because Winston's never gonna kill you as Tracer in 1,000 years, as long as you don't do something real dumb. So you can just kind of like, it makes it annoying, because like he can kind of zone you off people, but he doesn't really like counter Tracer. And they don't have a, Bridget, so life is easy for us. Outside of the Winston. But the Winston was not over here doing anything, so us and Genji just kind of go in the backline and, like, make life real difficult for their backline, and then just like that, we've won the fight. Nice. See how much easier it is also when you work with another flanker or diver on your team? Because that whole process was made significantly easier by the fact it was us and Genji back there focusing their backline, rather than just us or just Genji. If you got a flanker or a diver on your team and you're playing one of those heroes, try to work with the other one. It makes life so much more easy for you. So, Hammond's over here, up to no good. We did immediately wake him up after he got slept. Dodged the punch. Yeah. He did just can't. Oh, a little bit too far back. Very sad. We could have probably killed him if we didn't do that. Because he canceled his punch a second ago, so we got a little bit of breathing space. But then, try to dodge a little bit too overly zealously and have to use recall. Oh, we got him in the end anyway. Nice. Yeah. Careful where your feet, careful where you move him. So, we've basically won this fight at this point. Their tanks are kind of like over here trying to stagger themselves right now. Winston's decided to use his ultimate. Everybody's ganging up on Soldier. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Diva was actually going for somebody else. It just kind of even works out in the end. And then us and Winston come over here as well. Immortality field's there, but like, oh no, they're actually starting to gather up. No, now they're leaving the immortality field again. I was gonna say there was no one in it, then there were people in it, and then they all left it again anyway. So hey, Batista. I can hear someone yelling Batista is 1, and he is definitely not 1. He was at no point 1 during any of this. He's like 3 at best, right? Like, I hate this shit where people will yell that somebody is 1 when they're like half health. That's not 1. Come on, my man. If it's 1, it's 1 hit, right? Like, come on. This boy is not 1. He was not 1. I hate that shit. And he's yelling it for so long. He's still saying it right now. The man is like full health over the wall being healed by Mercy. He's definitely not 1 anymore. I hate that shit so much. If you're calling that someone is 1, they better damn well be 1, okay? And in a position where your teammates can actually do something, ideally. So it was a little bit of an optimistic throw, just because we're kind of far away from Batista when we go for the lob, because, God, if you have to throw that grenade any distance at all, it's so tragic. I like to personally just press my face right into the bad men and physically push it onto their body, because Lord knows Tracer can't fucking throw, right? It's just so upsetting to me that Tracer, fit, spry, young girl, throws, like, the weakest lob ever. But Grandma, fucking Grandma can throw it from one side of the map to the other side of the map like it's nothing. And I get it, it's for balance, okay, I understand. But I hate shit that just doesn't make sense like this. Like how when you punch someone, and that, like, you Tracer, we punch someone ourselves, right? Does 30 damage. Diva punches you, fucking mech clonks you on the head, right? 30 damage. I feel like one of these should probably do more damage than the other. Other thing, I like to complain about this every couple of, like, at least once a week or so, I like to complain about this one. You notice how, Farah, wearing some real high-tech armor, can kill herself with her own explosions? Whereas Junkrat, rather, is dirty, and is completely immune to his own explosions. Presumably, he just has really strong nipples or something, like, just blocks all damage. Incredible. So, that's nice. That makes a lot of sense. Also, Reinhardt, Crusader, big bulky boy, lot of armor, you know? Like a paladin, basically, sci-fi paladin, very cool. 500 health, some of which is armor. Roadhog is fat, has 600 health. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I hate that shit so much. Anyway, now I've gotten all the things I like to complain at once a week out of the way. Yeah, pretty far away. And we had recall, didn't push recall in time. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. It's over there. Didn't recall in time. Gotta push the button. You know, real enlightening advice right here. If you have your escape and you're about to die, you should probably use the escape. I know, isn't that incredible to think about? So anyway, not the end of the world, they just captured it. They were at 0% when they captured it, so we got all the time in the world. We did just get punched by Doomfist, though. I didn't even know he was there, so I was a little bit surprised. Oh, I did actually hear him land upon revision. Oh wait, did we just see him? Oh, no. No, we didn't see him. Okay, I'm crazy. I did just hear him land next to us, though. So, you know, if we had godlike reaction time, we could have got out. Oh yeah, he's fucking just like skulking over there. Did hear him land behind us right there, though. So, if we had godlike reaction, we could have dodged it, but hey. Get better reaction time is also not particularly helpful advice either, so. Anyway, we still got plenty of time. They're only at 30%, no worries. Dodge the punch this time. Man, he wanted it. He just, like, threw himself back around the corner again, like, hey, maybe we'll get her. So we're after this Doomfist right now. Doomfist's a bit of an issue for us, or he's been proven to be a bit of an issue for us so far, so. Anna just died to the minefield, which is, quite bad. Oop, don't want to go in front of the amplification matrix. We're a pretty soft hero as Tracer. And boy, it doesn't take a lot of hits to kill us, takes even less through the amplification matrix. Oh, he was using Tac Visor? I didn't even know he was using Tac Visor. Yeah, he barely even saw us, still killed us. Don't want to go in front of that shit. No, sir. Very scary, very easy to die. As evidenced by the fact we just died there very easily. We got Pulse Bomb built up again, tried to get the Mercy, didn't get her, didn't even get the Doomfist. Damn, I thought we might actually get Doomfist for a second there. Well, I can hear a lot of people saying a bunch of different things right there. It was a bit overwhelming. So, Immortality Field, fucking gone now. Funny that, it's almost like Nanoblade does a lot of damage, huh? Oh, had Recall, didn't push it in time again. We did have Recall right there, right? It didn't, like, come off right as we died. Nope, we had Recall, just didn't push it in time. So, yeah, that's, I guess, proving to be the most overarching thing so far, is that we haven't pushed Recall in time a few times now. We do capture the checkpoint, though, so we get to do some more fighting. Now, we only really have to win one more fight, realistically, to win the round at this point, because after that, they're going to be, like, rushing back one by one to try and touch it, so things are looking good as long as we don't lose the next fight. Now, that's a very bad sign for things to come, though, isn't it? When right as I say that, Genji dies. So, that's a great start. Great start. So, hey, here's Winston. Now, here's something that stood out, because we used Recall right here. We're actually really close to a health kit right now. And if you can get to a health kit without instead of using recall, that's a lot better, because recall is a very long cooldown, and when it's on cooldown, you like have to play more conservatively until recall is off cooldown again. So we used it here, but if we just position with a little bit more forethought about where we're getting into this fight, right? So if we try and position ourselves a little bit closer to the door, rather than so far away from the door, when we're fighting Winston, inevitably we'll take damage while we're fighting Winston this close, right? So if we position more towards the door, or go around the corner behind us, I suppose, though that's a longer route, then we're more in position to just get the health kit rather than use recall, and then we can just get to have more uptime as a result of saving recall, because we can just play more aggro when recall's off cooldown. Because now we're getting into a fight. We don't have recall, so it's very scary. We ended up not taking any damage in there, but getting into a fight with Soldier, like, is pretty scary when you don't have recall, because Helix Rocket is not that hard to hit on Tracer, to be honest with you, or at least get the splash on Tracer. And that's a lot of Tracer's health. Then he doesn't have to hit you much to finish you off at that point, so very scary to get into a fight with someone like that without recall. If you can pick up a health kit instead of using recall, that's a lot better. So the minefield here is making things a little inconvenient. Oh, didn't manage to land the pulse bomb again. So that's ended up actually being the most overarching thing. We have not got great pulse bomb accuracy. Now granted, aim better is also bad advice, but so far we ulted 3 or 4 times, and I don't think any of them got a single kill, which is suboptimal, I would say. So that's like the thing that stood out the most. We did try to stick the grenade on them from pretty far away, and Tracer's just so bad at throwing that, like, I recommend just getting way close to the person. Because the less time it has to spend traveling through the air, the better, because, God, Tracer's got the worst throw in history. So there was that, and also not great use of recall, along with the minor positioning. Well, I say minor. The change in positioning could have saved us a cooldown, right? Which is a bigger deal than it sounds like when it's recall we're talking about. So you know, some more nitpicky stuff and stuff that isn't particularly helpful, right? But you'd expect it to be nitpicky stuff when you're in Diamond. You basically know how to play the game by that point, right? So you'd expect more nitpicky stuff. And then stuff that you can't really help with, necessarily, because I can't just say, hey, stick people more, and that's just gonna, like, immediately happen, right? But that was pretty much what stood out. We got, like, no value out of our ultimate that entire round. Neither is McCree, but that round was quite difficult to get a lot of value out of Deadeye. For basically, you know, it was a mess, to be honest, basically. But getting no value out of Pulse Bomb is pretty sad, given how many times we tried to use it as well. So yeah, that, cooldown, positioning, we nitpicked a bunch of things, good times. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just bully our moderators. I've started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 7 PM EST till 10 or 11 EST, depending on how things go, usually 11. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.